In section 4.4 and in section 4.5, it's really just a review of Algebra 1 when you guys had to learn how to factor and then solve using those parentheses. So we're just going to kind of move on. We're going to put the two lessons together and you should be fine. Today's video is going to be different than normal, so just bear with me. Alright, so 4.4 is just about factoring, kind of recalling those skills. So there's two types of factoring. There's easy factoring and then there's maybe more difficult factoring. First thing, easy factors. You have ax squared plus bx plus c, which is standard form, but I want to talk to you about when a is 1. Now when a is 1, it's going to look like there's no number in front of your x squared. There should be a parenthesis there. Alright, take a look at number 1. So it kind of looks like there's no number in front of x squared, right? Well, technically there is a 1 in front of x squared. So here's how we do that. You just need to find numbers that multiply to negative 15 and that are going to add to your negative 2. So think about numbers that make negative 15, such as 5 and negative 3, or negative 3 and 5. Which one of those is going to add to be negative 2? I just did the same thing. You make the first one negative 5 and positive 3. Alright, which one of these pairs is going to give you negative 2? Hopefully you pick negative 5 and 3. Now if these options don't work, you could have done like 1 and negative 15 or negative 1 and positive 15 as well. But it just so happens that these two are the ones that make the negative 15 and make a negative 2 when you add. So we're going to write our double parenthesis for our two binomials. We're going to put in x with the negative 5, in other words, x minus 5, and then we're going to put in x with your positive 3, or x plus 3. If you would like to FOIL these two things together or multiply your binomials together, you will get the original statement. Number 2, I know I told you we were going to talk about ones without a number in front of x squared, but I did this one on purpose because you always need to remember when factoring that you should be pulling out a GCF if possible. The first problem did not have a GCF. Number 2 does have a GCF. It's an easy thing to forget, but it's really important to remember. You should notice that the GCF is 2. Let's pull out a 2 and see what we're left with. We're going to be left with divide by 2. So we're going to be left with this x squared. Divide by 2, we're going to be left with minus 4x from this 8, and then a plus 4 at the end. Now we have a problem. If you ignore that 2 out front, we have a problem with just a 1 in front of x squared, where it doesn't look like there's anything in front of x squared. So I need numbers that multiply to positive 4 and add to negative 4. I hope you're able to know that we're either going to have to use 4 and 1 or 2 and 2, because those are the numbers that make 4 when you multiply. The problem is that we need a negative 4. Well, that means that we need to probably use double negatives. The only one that makes a positive 4 when you multiply and a negative 4 when you add is a double negative 2. Bring down your GCF of 2, bring down your double set of parentheses. Please get x minus 2 and x minus 2 from the two double negatives up top. The next part of the video is going to be different because I'm actually going to send you off and watch somebody else's video. We're going to review something you learned in Algebra 1 and the new method as well. In number 3, hopefully you will be able to see that there's a GCF of 2. Let's pull that 2 out and write what we're going to be left with. 4x squared minus 4x minus 15. I'm going to let you watch the video as to how to factor this trinomial. Notice now there's a number in front of x squared. Number 4, though, before you move on, you should also notice that in number 4 we have a GCF. In this case, the GCF is a 3, so we need to pull out our 3. 60 divided by 3 is 20x squared. 57 divided by 3 is going to be 19x. Yes. And then 9 divided by 3 is a positive 3. Again, you're going to watch another video. Somebody else is going to describe 3 ways in how to factor this trinomial here. You're going to pick your favorite way, and then please copy that way down here. There are going to be 3 ways to do this. There's going to be guess and check, there's going to be bottoms up, and there's going to be the old book way that you learned in 9th grade. Watch all 3 videos, decide which method you like the most, write that method down. Move on to the back real fast for me. We're going to take a GCF out of these problems. Yes, I know they're the original problems that we had on the front, but you should notice they're equal to 0. Watch the guy's video on how to factor them, copy it down, and then come back to the next video on the playlist.